Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Reynolds here with RaisWebinar.com. Ultimate goal is to help everybody achieve the American dream. Main thing is up to that $1 million corporation. Some actually get to billionaire, but the reality is how much will you follow through? What's happened in the past? Were you knocked down? Did you give up? Or did you even try? Main thing today, get that tablet and pen out, write down as much as I tell you to write down, please. Do not take pictures, do not videotape. Information is protected anyway. So we got to talk about 2021. Not only is that fast track, that's actually blackjack here. In other words, you can be a winner this year if you want. 90 days, pretty simple. 180 days. Some of you a little slow, maybe a year, but no more than that. But here's the thing. What did you do last year? Why didn't you get to the $1 million dream? What happened? Okay, there's got to be a reason. So what you have to do is exactly what I have to do for me. Let's do this. Let's write down, plan the problem. It has to happen. You got to plan the problem. Most people don't plan the problem, so they get knocked down. So the next thing is we got to plan on it. We also have to have our safety credit. Please write it down. Here's 2 credit cards, $50,000 a piece. That's personal credit. Here's the problem with personal credit. Most people get their SSN. They get some credit, they jack it up, they drop the score, get stuck, can't get any more. See, the rules and the tools are pretty simple. Now, you'll learn what I'm going to tell you, like I trained Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW years ago. So on the back of your card, I want you to put a sticky, and I want you to put the limit. I want you to write down what is 25%, what's 29%. See, you don't know this, but if you ever take a card past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. See, personal credit shouldn't be jacked up in the first place. It's not free money. And all that does is hurt the family. So we have to make sure we don't bring the pain home. Next thing I want you to do is write down a line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it. Today, you can drive through your city. You'll see Bank of America, US Bank, B of A. You'll see Chase. You'll see basically Wells Fargo. They've closed down locations prior to pandemic 19 and even during this time. But let's think of what they actually did. They signed a 100-year lease. They bankrupted that location, wrote it off on their taxes, and they're still in business today. What did you do? You brought the pain home because you don't know how to play, you don't know the rules and the tools. And what did you do? Go wow, 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 wow some more? Stop it. Understand something, flat out. I've taken 17 million people to millionaire and 16 to billionaire. If you listen and learn, we can get it done pretty much in 90 days or less. Remember what it says? 29% on every given credit card, a sticky. You got to realize something. All right, we all want world peace, but is that ever going to happen? Probably not. So guess what? Let's basically never bring the pain home. Structure is pretty simple. Come on, look at those banks and grocery store in your city today. You know they're in business, but they wrote and they bankrupt that piece. How did they do it? Now here's some proof. It shows you literally flat out they got rid of 100 locations prior to pandemic per year. So don't let them use that as an excuse. Your goal is to listen, learn today, learn about my story. Let me hold your hand and let me do the work for you. I like to hand you up to 100,000 to $1 million credit. I want you to learn what you're supposed to do to be able to get that business. So what do we get to do? We should write down getting past go. You see, I was lucky and used and abused as a kid. I didn't get the traditional mommy and daddy like most of you. I got to be with Mrs. Hope. What a name. She got her weekly and monthly checks, but every morning since I was 3, she dropped me at Redondo Beach Pier. That's right. And said, I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock. If you're not here, I'm going to leave you there to die. She was a she-devil from hell. If I saw her today, I'd say, thank you for scaring the hell out of me. You see, I learned how to basically steal and beg, and I thought that sucked. So I got to do something else. I used the brain that God gave me, told her recall and IQ off the chart, having fun. I got my first Lamborghini as a teenager, by the way. I got my Lamborghini collection, too. I got my Duffys, I got my 6 mansions, I broke some world records. I parked my race boat in my backyard. Where you park yours? Got my helicopter, got my yacht. And don't forget about the Ferraris too. Now you're gonna say this is bragging. No, I'm gonna say this is flat out. Why didn't you go get it? What are you gonna say? You know, we got the smallest violin in the world and blah, blah, blah. Heck, I was born in a damn taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. A little girl wanted a girl. I'm a boy with a weeby. She gave me a girl's name, raised my middle name. So don't give me the excuses today. After we start to play, all right, I'm going to get you where you need to go and get you out of your own way. Write down Ray's rules today, please. Now, I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago, too. I was lucky and used and abused. I wrote down my notes. They said a corporation's a legal person. I heard that at 7.5 years old. 9.5, I started helping out industries. Brought in $100,000, brought in $1 million 14, double billion at 26. How am I doing so far? So guess what? Even after my coma in 2009, I got my next PhD. I wanted to basically study more about God because he saved me through the coma. So I'm a pastor, by the way. You want me to marry it? Let me know too. You see, what I want to do is hold your hand, but I don't want you to do most of the work at all because you'll probably mess it up. Because if you knew how to play, you would have did it before you met me. Every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, I want you to study with me. I want to do the work for you. I want to hand you the money. Then I want to show you what you get to write off at the same time. So no more excuses in the next 6 months or less. Let's get you to the $1 million dream. I got specialty classes all the time too. Sometimes I broadcast up to 5 times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day Saturday, 9 o'clock, 9 classes with that too. See, I don't believe in basically pre-recorded crap. You're stuck with me every step of the way. Now, one of the things, because I'm afraid to not have enough money, I make sure that I have about $10 million of credit, all right, for the corporation. I make sure I got $100,000 of personal, and then I have about $1,000 of Visa gift cards in my pocket. You see, maybe they closed down the location. You can't go cash it in. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run the card through my cell phone, through my Square, and get the money in less than 10 minutes. You see, it's kind of fun to make sure you don't ever bring the pain where? Home ever again. Ultimate goal, I even have 2 QAs, all right, Q&As twice a week too. So I got no more excuses, neither do you. I'm the guy that challenges the system all the time. I built $1 million for my cat years ago. You think if I can build $1 million of credit for my cat, I can do it for you? Even got Inc. magazine talking about it as well. Use plastic to finance your business because why? If you use the right plastic, you can write it off, the interest rate on your credit card too. Let's see how far you want to go today. Now, the average person, when they lose their job, have an emergency, the bottom line is the next thing they do is run out of time. They run out of credit, they run out of money, and then they jack up their family's credit again. In 42 days, they bring the pain home flat out. You see, they're using the wrong money in the first place. So here's what I want you to think about today. Since I trained Ken Yarbrough years ago, security chief at TOW in the Spirit, and maybe let me train you. Please write down Credit Services Act, please. All right, Google it later today. It'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission. It'll tell you flat out on the first page, credit repair is a scam, not allowed to collect money in front. It'll refer to the Credit Repair Organization Act too, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. I know one of you going to say, I repaired myself. No, you didn't. You're just a liar. That's all you did. Not mine, not late. And some of you, you're paying that $99 a month to what? Lexington Law? Oh, goody for you. Check out the Federal Trade Commission. Here's Lexington Law today on the BBB. They've got 657 current complaints. All right, they have 4 government agencies chasing their tail so far because they collect money up front and they lie. Not mine, no late. You got to rebuild your credit. By the way, credit repair doesn't work because it's just a lie. Not mine, I was never late. All right? Checking the credit bureau does not work. What you get to do is actually build it up and redo it again, but you got to do it the right way. Now, some of you look about that boost. You know that Aspirian boost that John's on the commercial that I did a corporation for him years ago? You know what's really funny? All right, here's an example. They want you to list your electric bill, your basic gas, your water, and here's one that basically says, all right, they want you to record your bank account. Now, understand, I told this person flat out, get rid of your bank account, all right, so they can verify your balance. I mean, I don't get it. You know, Asperian was indicted 100 plus times. All right, they've been hacked 100 plus times too. They moved to Ireland, Dublin years ago as well. So if you want to jeopardize your bank account, go ahead and use a little boost. It only gets you 16 points anyway. All right, if you want to jeopardize your bank, that's on you. I tell you flat out, don't bother. You see, what you should think about is a rapid rescore. It changes points from 40 to 200 points. As an example, they had a 500 score. By the time I was halfway through, I got 157 points across the board to a 708. When I was done, they all had an 820. If you like one of those today, let me know, because I'd like to rebuild your credit the right way. Now, here's what I want you to do, ladies. Get out your purse, pull out your Social Security card. Gentlemen, get it out of your back pocket. See, you got to go back to the basics in the beginning. You got one SSN. No goodie for you. You got it to get what? The job. SSN, get a job so we can get you a 1040 tax return. That's all it was for. Now, the first two things when you read the card front and back, it'll say do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes. But you put it on every application, don't you? You're breaking the rules. Congratulations. Here's the application we filled out as a teenager. Read the card. It says flat out, Social Security number, or that card belongs to Social Security Administration, not you. The creditors use it and abuse it too. A rapid rescore blocks the crap and shoots your score up. Would you like me to do that for you? Let me know today. Now, when I started Repackage America 30 years plus ago, I want to repackage you, your house, your car, your bank account, because I think you're doing it wrong anyway. That's just an opinion. Don't take it personally today. Because if you knew how to play, you wouldn't be watching me. You'd have $1 million to $1 billion. I brought in $1 million at 14, double billion 26. How am I doing so far? Your choice is to pay attention. And we got sad stories. We're going to play the little violin. I've been in 2 comas in my life so far. Credit saved my life both times. So let's think about this. When I was a little boy, those grown-ups kept saying, money for a rainy day. I challenged them all, and when I found out they were a bunch of dummies. You see, in my life, it isn't pour, it was rain. It isn't rain, it was pours. Now, one of the things you got to remember today, all right, let's think about you today. You need $5,000. You need it now, now, now. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask the bank. They all say no. If you had a $5,000 card like I have in my hand right now, and you had to max it out and play catch up, not fall down, did you know the payment is only $50 a month? I don't get it. Why would you ever bring the pain home? That's called silly and dumb. The other thing is they say that you waste $140 a week. I don't know if it's true or not. That's $600 a month. So we take these 2 personal cards at $50 a piece. Can't write up the card at interest rate at all. But if I max out one of those cards today, do you know the payment is $6, $12, $26 what the average person wastes in a given month? I would have got you 2 pizza locations that have a drive-through or delivery service that stay open to any pandemic. So bottom line is, don't bring the pain home. Quit wasting money, please. You got to learn how to play. Like I said in the beginning today, plan on the problem. You got a lot to learn about safety credit, line of defense, see it, believe it, or get it. The ability never to bring the pain where? Home ever again. Now, I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to write down all your goals. And I want you to realize you can achieve every goal you ever wanted in the next 6 months or less if you want to. You see, I believe in God and I believe in me. When I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981, it proved that white men do jump. Unfortunately, silly people say they don't. See, you listen to those silly people around you. You can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Why don't you see it, believe it, go get it, please? You got the ability to go get it if you allow me to do the work for you. I got to get you out of your own way. You see, if you knew how to play the game, you wouldn't be listening to me. Realities go back to you. SSN, get a job, 1040 tax return. That's all it was for. Guess what now? You got your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax too. This is the IRS's public record. Check it out. You didn't learn how to play. So guess what? You got your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax too. The moment you take a card past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. Don't believe me, go to Credit Karma, because it's free. They got indicted for lying in the past too. They're part of TransUnion. Anything at 29% is in the green, 30% is in the yellow, anything above that's in the red. See, they can't lie anymore. So understand something. What's the rule again? Never go past 29%. So we got an SSN for another reason, by the way, because we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So take that tablet and pen right now. Please write down Ray's rules again. I'm going to tell you, I want to hand you $100,000 of personal credit. I know a couple are going to say, that's too much, Ray. You know what's too much for me? Watching a grown-up back his assets in a corner. You lose your job. You're afraid to basically lose your house, your car, and feed your family. $100,000 of credit every consumer needs, but you don't use more than 29%. What do? That gives us $71,000 of safety credit. Ray's rules has tools you're going to follow. See, that's $71,000 of safety credit in case basically blank hit the fan, you lost your job, or there's a damn pandemic. You got to feed your family in 2 years, do you not? Bottom line is pretty simple. Most people take the money and the credit from the family and go, let's hurt the family some more. I don't get it. I don't understand. I really don't understand why people don't do what they're supposed to do. No one taught me. I had to use the brain God gave me with total recall. And I challenge everything I've ever done. I will never bring the pain home to my family. I swore 2 things as a kid. First, I'd never hold a baby unless it was my first child. Next, I would make sure I master the rules and tools before I got married because I don't want to bring the pain home. Because as a kid, all I got is used and abused physically and mentally, and that sucked. So I've been pissed off since the day I was born. Don't you ever bring that pain home after meeting me today. If you do, you're not paying attention. These suckers aren't turned on. You're using the wrong money in the first place. I don't get it. Ray's rules, write it down. Now let's look at her little violin. Let's feel sorry for herself. Blah, blah, blah. Give me a freaking break. I've been in 2 comas in my life. First is 5.5. See, God gave me a weird brain. I can watch what you do. In 5 minutes, I can do exactly what you do. It's called cloning. And I can do in everything else, basically what you do exactly, probably better than you do. Kind of fun. The day I watched the kids at 5.5 riding bicycles, after 5 minutes, I got on the bicycle. I'm doing really good. I should have watched another minute or so. I didn't see how they pushed the pedal back to stop the damn bike. So I stopped the bike with my face down that damn hill, going 40 miles an hour, going plop. When I did wake up, there was a lady laying in front of me or standing, go, ring the bell, we gotta go pee-pee. I was told I'd never walk again in my life. I bruised my spine too. I rang that bell that day till my hand was friggin' numb. See, she didn't give a damn about me too. So I crawled in my hands and my belly to the toilet and went pee-pee. My last comb was 2009. I got no excuses, but neither do you. See, there's me. I got to die at 5:41. Don't I look cute? I got to die after people came on my yacht. All right, they had swine flu and pneumonia, H1N1, and killed me. Kind of sucks. But I made a promise in that coma that day when I heard the doctor say he's not going to live, he's going to die. I heard a woman scream her head off. By the way, that was my wife. So I said, God, if you let me live, I'll help people the rest of my life. My family needs me. So guess what I got to do? Come out of the coma. Oh, by the way, there's my yacht and race boat in the large dock, Huntington Harbor. There's the address too. See, I'm the most verified person on the planet today. I got no BS. Where you park yours? Pretty simple today. So let's understand something flat out. Got to come out of that coma. All right. Basically, after that, for 5 weeks, I walked with an oxygen tank. Because of witness protection, I knew how to bring my score back to an 820 within 5 weeks. And then I popped $1 million card again. Can you write down closet division, please? You should have 5 of those, by the way. You see, today, we don't get a do-over. We get to live or die. Hell, I'd tell you wear a mask, but half of you want to argue about that too. You see, it takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick? Now, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to do something for me today. I want you to try something once, please. When I was 2.5 years old, while I'm being used and abused physically and mentally, I'm on the floor crying my eyes out because of these people. I looked in the mirror and said, I got to figure this out. I was 2.5 years old to figure it out for me. So let's just understand. Ever since then, I wake up at 2:25 every day since I was 2.5 years old. Like this morning, what did I do? I woke up at 2:25, dropped to my knees, say, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I went and found a mirror. There's one thing I've always done to myself. I put myself in check. I don't blame anybody. I use it as fuel to go get it. I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Try it once. Have you completed everything you need to? The answer is no. Is there more to be done? Always. What time did you get up this morning? If you say past 4:30, you're on basically you're lazy. Because if you want it, you're going to go get it. But here's the problem with most of you, if not all of you. You go ask your friends and your family, oh goody. You ever notice the people you ask want to tell them what you're going to do? They interrupt you every freaking time and tell you, this is what you should do. Why would you listen to a bunch of dummies that are just clouding your mind? I want you to do yourself a favor for 90 days. Shh, shut up. Don't tell them what you're going to do. Let me do all the work for you. Let me hand you that, and hell, I'll hand you the keys too. When they see your life change, they'll go, how did you do this or that? Now they're going to pay attention because they see what you did. Just say raisecredit.com. Let's go get the money. Come on, it's not my favorite 5, but it's my favorite 10. You see, I had to steal and beg off of a pier at the age of 3. I had to eat out of a trash can too. That sucked. So there's one thing about me, money. I get to pay my bills, feed my family. I haven't had a paycheck for 21 years. I get to help you. I made a promise to God. Are you going to pay attention today? Because flat out, if you didn't go get it last year, what the hell did you not do that? I don't get it. Most of you hate your job anyway. Go back to the job you hate. Go ahead. They're going to fire you eventually anyway. Then you're going to go deliver some pizza. Is that your American dream? And sure in the hell isn't mine. We're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. Remember that tablet and pen? Write this down. Don't take a picture. Do not film it because you're not allowed to. I want to hand you a $100,000 card. It's a corporate card. You get to write off the card and the interest rate too. This is less than 6 months. Usually 90 days if you pay attention. You should have did this last year. What's wrong with you? $100,000. If you got a corporation, that's goody. You spend thousands of dollars for a damn piece of paper. You got a stock kit too. You paid what? And they say that you did 98% of you did not do a damn thing at all. Because you don't know what's next. I've been doing this for 43 years. Where the hell you been? What's next is me. If you don't have a corporation, I'll build you one. If not, I'll build the one you got too. You better buy your first property through a division. Write it down because I invented it in 1986. Simple. I want to get you your first franchise, by the way, with the drive-through. You don't want to run it? Okay. There's companies that'll do that for you too. Bottom line is you got a chance today to change your life. You've all spent thousands on crap. It didn't work. I want you to have $1 million in a corporate bank account tax-free. I want you living in your dream house like I do. I want you to have $5 million of real estate, a bunch of franchises as well. This is your 12 months goal list. I'm writing your list for you, going to do the work for you too. Now what excuse you got? Oh, you bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich? Oh, goody, you got some more motivational crap, blah, blah, blah. They're not handing you the money. To me, it's blah, blah, blah at the end of the day. It takes money to pay the bills. Being with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old, the she-devil from hell, they had a poker game every Wednesday night. I took notes. I wrote them down. They thought I was weird, probably true. Write down what I'm about to say. They said a corporation's a legal person. Write it down. There's 300 ways to use it the right way. I couldn't sleep all night. I rode my little bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department the next day because there was a library next door. Guess what? I said, ma'am, would you help me? She says, here's a microfiche. Here's a book. I read the book and I got pissed off. Every one of you have been looking for the blueprint, the instruction manual. God gave me total recall in those things and an IQ off the damn chart. It's about time you pay attention. Because you bought a book, How to Get Someone Else's Story. Give me a break. I wrote the blueprint for you. There's no story in those. It's just A to Z. You follow through. 12 books and 12 CDs. That's how I got to double billion 26. Now, before the coma, I had $841 million of real estate. I wanted to hit $1 billion a year for corporate real estate, but again, I couldn't do that because I got to die. I wrote Winning the Game of Business. All right. I wrote basically Buckets of Money, Tax Balancing too. See, when I was at the Bonner Venture for 32 years, every Wednesday night, as the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles, there was a line around the whole town to get a hold of me. Workshops and books were basically 20,000 a pop. We found some books and CDs in a warehouse last year. Today, the sales team want to sell you all 18 books and CDs for $9.99. Me, I like to give it to you too, but I want to give you half price if you do it during the webinar. Someone earlier basically wanted to call sales and said, no, not at all. They make a commission. You want them to give half price? Good luck. When I give a half price, that means you basically zell right away. And you don't waste any more time today. $4.99, all 18 books and CDs. I like Zelle. I like deposits and wires too. I think merchants suck. Take a picture of this page, please. Zelle wire deposit. There you go. We'll expedite everything for you. Let Gina know at rayscredit.com because she follows through in case someone ever drops the ball around here. She'll push them. She's kind of fun. Now, here's the thing. I want to do credit rebuilding for you. Don't tell me about your number and all that blah, blah, blah. I got $10 million of history. Pretty simple. I want to put a rapid rescore. I'm going to make you a qualified CFO of $1 million. Every card you get, what are you going to put on the back of the card? A sticky. Write it down. 25 to 29%. I got to make you a qualified CFO. That's the only way you're going to get cash credit, by the way. You see, here's you. I'm going to give you up to $1 million of credit history so you can go get it too. But again, we might just want to do some real estate, get millions of dollars too. Could be a fixer up or a duplex or an apartment complex too. How about a franchise? I still want to get you one of those, please, even if another company runs it for you too. Now, when I was incorporating Rich and Famous People for years, I took 84 ways to turn credit into $100 million. How much would you like? Now, let's look, like I said, I want to basically package your house, your car, your bank account. Here's one of the Lamborghinis in the collection at the time. See, Rich and Famous People, they drive company cars. They write it all up, but not you. I'll give you $1,000 if your car's not registered to you. I guarantee it is. You got the car registered, you see you're a duck. And when there's a bumpity bump, they're going to sue you and take everything you got. You see, we got to make sure we protect our assets too. Because you get a paycheck. Oh, goody, it's taxed. You get the leftover. You pay for a car you should not. Then you take all the money and credit from the family and say, honey, let's hurt the family some more. I don't get it. Write down tax ID and division. Write it down. You see, you have never met someone like me. Nobody knows what I know today. Thank God you only made one of me. Your paycheck, by the way, it's called taxable income. You're paying the payment, the gas, registration, insurance for the car you drive today. Can you yell the word no right away, please? I don't get it. Why would anybody be silly enough to register a damn car to them? It's like putting a bullseye when you're driving down the street. I don't get it at all. So let's go back to SSN, get a job, get a 1040 tax return. How about SS4 times 4? Pattern of 4. You ready to play? Look what it says on line 10. Banking and credit purposes. Do you understand every credit card I issue through the corporation, through the tax ID, as an affiliate to you, you get to write off the card the interest rate too. It is the IRS's rules. You ready to play? You see, you got an SSN, and you go 1, makes you a duck. That's just 4 times 4. What do we get to do? We get to create the line of defense. It's like the bank and grocery store do. Got your paper? Draw it. Draw it, draw it, draw it, draw it, draw it, draw it. Now. You got a choice. I wrote the rules in 1986. Where the heck you been? It's called the line of defense. Anything happens with the piece, we're going to do the 3-step and never bring the pain home. Simple. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save a piece. Bankrupt that sucker, keep the other pieces, and never bring the pain where? Home. Why haven't you done this right out of school? What's wrong with you? I don't get it. All right, the only cards that can go past 29% are the golds and platinums. You can push up to $1 million. Would you like one or would you like 10? Every division should have a bucket of money. Tax balancing should be a franchise, could be a piece of property too, because you never know who's going to screw you. Be prepared to disconnect a piece and say, get rid of that piece, keep the other pieces too. You got the ability to play. Now, for every SS4 you allow me to do, I get to build you this theory and try to do an Equifax. I get to certify the report for you. Would you like one today? It's going to be up to you because you get to write off that credit too. We got choices to play. Now, remember, all right, don't name a corporation after you. That's called dumb. Don't name it what it does. That's double dum dum too. Then some weirdo goes, oh, hey, you got Ray's Webinar? That's a marketing name, dummy. Realize, set up the line of defense. Divisions for real estate, franchise, current business. Would you like a $100,000 card or $1 million card? Which one would you like? You get to write up the card interest rate too. I got no excuses. I'm done with you. I'm going to take every excuse you ever had in your life. 100,000 of personal credit, 29%. You don't hurt your family ever again. You write down Ray's rules. SSN, 1040 tax return. SS4 times 4. What did it say on line 10 again? Oh, it's right in front of you. It says banking and credit purposes. Whose rules are this? This public records, IRS's rules and tools. Let's learn to play. Now, one thing I don't want you to do is violate the rules. Because when you violate the rules, what happens is I create green lights for you. You get these in the mail too. What happens is do not apply for credit during the program. That's all you got to do. Follow through. So it's like this lady. She didn't listen. So she, I'm doing it on my own now. Thank you. $300 card. I was like, come on. Here's a guy who's got no credit and everything was crap. Open Sky, 621. My starter card for him is $3,000. See, if I'm going to build you up, the starter cards are $3,000 to $5,000. After that, we want $10,000 to $50,000 at a pop, because I'm going to rebuild you the right way. Now, credit rebuilding is pretty simple. If all you want from me is an 820, I'll guarantee it. I'll even hand you $5,000 cash credit back to you. Now, if you want the officers list, the articles, tax ID, setup class, level 1, all right, that's on Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. or Pacific Standard Time. What I always do is give you that for free in the credit rebuilding. See, I want to take away your excuses while you didn't start a business. But again, the office wants $998. I give you half price. It's $499 through me, through a webinar. If you call sales after this, it's $998. I told you the price is discounted to you during the webinar. By the way, I'm going to hand you the Millionaires Founders Kit. They're not allowed to give that to you at all. You got to get it through me. So today, now, if you want to be a millionaire, all right, you want $1 million paycheck, raise your hand as high as you can so I can call you silly and dumb, sorry to say. You see, you only keep $375. The IRS gets the rest. How many want $1 million in a corporation? Raise both hands and say, I do. The IRS's rules are simple. It's public record. Corporations don't pay tax and they make a profit. So let's give you the articles, also as tax ID if you don't have them already. Set up level 1. Let's get you basically for $1,999. No, I'm going to hand you $10,000 of credit. Is that okay with you? I'm going to charge you $999, and I'm going to hand you 25 times back to you in credit you invested in yourself. And I'm going to give you the Millionaires Founders Kit too, 12 books and CDs. Got no excuses, do you? Reality is Millionaires in the Making Workshop, instead of $4,000 because it comes with $25,000 of credit, today it's $1,999. You get $25,000 of credit. That's 25 times more than you invest in yourself. And I'm going to give you the 12 books and CDs called the Millionaires Founders Kit. This offer is only good during the webinar. Call sales after that. It's okay. They won't give you all the goodies, but they'll basically sell you whatever they can. You see, referrals, if you give me 1, it's good. I'll build you another 1,000 of credit. Give me 5, I'll hand you a $10,000 card. Would you like one of those? Let me know. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, maybe you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might want to go to rayswebinar.com, get the full overview, and stop bringing the pain home. Why do you bring the pain home in the first place? I hear it all the time. Ray, no one told me how to play. No one told me how to play too. I just paid attention and I put it together myself. So understand, chapter 18 is right in front of you. It's not legal advice at all. It's what I heard at 7.5 years old. The corporation's a legal person. It may sue or be sued. Listen carefully. The United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense called states. All states are corporations. Now, the states set up their line of defense too called cities. My question to you is, why haven't you set up your line of defense for you? It's one of your constitutional rights. It's up to you. One of my theses with Constitution and international law. It's about time you learn how to play the game and connect the dots. Why did you bring the pain home in the first place? Because you didn't plan a problem. They planned a problem. That's why they came over the Chapter 9 bankruptcy for every city. It's public record too. Remember something today. You are we the people. It's about time you learn how to play. Nixon took the gold standard out. That's pretty fun. It gave him the key to the printing press, by the way. So you and me, SSN, to get a job, to get a 1040 tax return. Mama, she delivered a baby this morning. And you know what? Within 3 hours or less, the hospital is federally mandated to hand Mama an SSN form for the baby because they get to bond the baby for $35 million apiece and print some more money. You see, Mama don't sign that form. Baby going in the stroller, can't go in the car seat, can't go home. Mama's going to sign the form, huh? So stop bringing the pain home. You watch rich and famous people, you watch cities, you watch grocery stores and banks. Isn't it time you learn how to play? Now up to my 9 classes on Saturday. All right, 1 o'clock, I do the status update. You stuck with me. The worst thing under God is my witness. I'll ask you to do 2 things. No more than that, because I don't want you to do anything else. I don't want you to screw it up while I'm teaching you how to play the game. Ultimate goals like Walt Disney, Loophole King, and Newsweek. What did they do? They wrote an IOU to themselves because they don't want to pay tax on $1 billion. Mickey knows how to play the game. You can play too, but it's up to you. Now remember, online you're going to see someone say trade lines. Look up the Fair Lending Act. I believe they're against the law. Next, you're going to see that someone says you don't have to guarantee too. BS. If you want those 8 creditors on the side over there, or you want 8 credit cards per division or 9 lines of credit, you got to be a qualified CFO, period. Everything else is BS. So remember, then we think about supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, gas cards too. I'm going to rebuild you to make you the qualified CFO you need to be. It's that simple today. The only card you can take past 29%, once it's paid over time, is a gold and a platinum card. Would you like 1 or would you like 10? It's going to be up to you because you get to write it all off no matter what nobody says or do. You see, you got a choice today. I want to rebuild your credit the right way and get you an 820. I want to hand you 5,000 credit. If you don't have the articles also as tax ID, if you want them, I'll give that to you for free. Set up in level 1 too. But main thing is the office wants $998. That's a good price. But today I'd like to give you half price. $499 and 25 times the credit back to you. And I'm going to give you the Millionaires Founders Kit too. 12 books and CDs, how I brought in the $2 billion. Now what excuse you got? You stub your toe, got to go blow your nose? It's pretty simple today. Tell her like it is. Starter package for a millionaire. Workshops, 90 days. Articles, tax ID, CFO, 820, 999. You get 10,000 of credit. And I hand you the Millionaires Founders Kit, 12 books and CDs, how to get up to the million to billion too. Now what we got? How about millionaires in the making? Usually $4,000 because it comes with 25,000 credit. But 25 times the money, so it's $1,999 today. I'm going to hand you 25,000 of cash credit back to you. It's 25 times the money back to you, no excuses. And you get the Millionaires Founders Kit, books and CDs for free. The only excuse you got now, you don't have one at all. You all spend thousands on some crap. Why don't you invest in yourself today and let me hold your hand personally for 90 days while I do the work for you and teach you how to put it here. Zelle, Wire, Deposit. Take a picture of that page today. Ultimate goal, always tell Gina at RayRaysCredit.com because she'll help follow through. You see, Mr. Buffett's father was fun. I studied him first. He taught his son how to leverage money. Do you know Mr. Buffett Jr.? He uses borrowed money to buy every business he's ever bought. Borrowed money is not taxable, by the way. Then he transfers stock. Almost every business he's ever gotten, basically, he's got it for free. Free. He's playing the game. Why aren't you playing the game? You get to win too. Now, cash flow free good time. I've been teaching this for 43 years. I wonder if Mr. Kiyosaki stole that from me because he took his little credit card to go to condo. Blah, blah, blah today. Let's remember, they're not handing you the money, the credit. I think it's blah, blah, blah today. The client won the lottery ticket for $1 million. What are we going to do? Ray. Call 16 times in one given day. Well, the tax is due next year. Do whatever you want to do. My CPA told me to pay the tax now so I don't get in trouble. Well, that could be true. Richard, who's a client of mine, he didn't listen. He wouldn't survive the first show. He pissed away the money. They put him in prison for 3.5 years. So maybe you want to do that too. Ray, what would you do? First, I'd reference it by 3. Then I'd times it by 5. Because that creates $15 million of credit. Borrow money is not taxable. Then I go get a McDonald's. Then I make sure I go pay the tax before it's due. It's exactly what he did. Now, why aren't you doing the same thing today? You see, it's like my dashboards. It's simple. They say authorized users crap. They say trade lines are crap too. You got to be a CFO. That's just the truth. Specialty classes all the time, 6 days a week. You can play. I got Q&As twice a week too. So the bottom line is me. I'm the guy that created daisy chaining of credit years ago. See, every card can be 99 more. That could be $100 million. But remember, you can't write off personal credit or interest rate at all. With corporate credit, you can. So how much corporate credit would you like today? Get to write off the interest rate and the card and the line of credit too. See, this is up to you. Now, every once in a while, I got somebody, all right, that their agency's calling about this person or that person. Do not have the intent to rip anybody off or defraud them at all. Now, here you go. Here's a corporation. We get credit and we run businesses, divisions, because they're cheap in the beginning. So what do we do? What do these people do from Wells Fargo, Citi, rich and famous people? What did they do? They did the 3-step, like the city, the bank, and the grocery store in your city today. What is the 3-step? Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save the piece? Let's bankrupt the piece. Keep the other pieces and never bring the pain where? Home. Why would anybody bring the pain when they know how to play? It's like when you bought your house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put in trust. If you don't have a trust today, when someone sues you, they just take it away. And when you die, it's stuck in a probate. Your family got diddly squat. You fix up a property today, please remember something. You're going to hire a contractor that hired the subcontractors that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers, but here's the problem. If someone slips and falls or cut every corner they can, they get to sue you and take everything you got. Why don't you think about just maybe every property you ever get quickly needed to a division? Costs about $12. How about assignment of equity too? This way, at the end of the day, they can't sue you. And at the end of the day, they get diddly squat. Why not? Now, if you don't have a trust, I'd Google irrevocable trust. That's what I would pick if I was you. But that's up to you. See, I want to repackage your whole life. Car, bank account, and more. Then I want to teach you to make sure to have asset protection. Because you got to protect your ass. Yes, no matter what anybody says or do. Now, here's a problem with a couple of you. You played peekaboo with the IRS and made a mess. Why would you do that? The IRS is the rule book. They tell you flat out corporations don't pay tax until they make a profit. If you're one of those dummies that did that in the past, go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 at 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system today. When you fix up that property, do it my way. I don't want you spending your money to fix it up, please. We're going to set up divisions that go to the manufacturer. Save up to 70%. We don't have to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. We're using their money to fix up the property. Escrow closes, pays off all the debt. Now you got up to 200,000 left over. Don't act like you're rich, guys. Man always gets some money and piss it away. Ladies or gentlemen, did you have 10,000, 100,000 in the past and piss it away? And you're broke today? Please write down Ray's rules, leveraging money. Borrow money is not what again? Taxable line of defense. See, this is the Ray Reynolds University before my coma. That's right, it was only 22,000 square feet building in Irvine Spectrum. And the bank was almost every day going, Ray, what can I do for you today? Banks always kiss your ass. Yeah, it's when you got money. You don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. Why don't you learn how to leverage that money that just came out of the escrow? Banks borrow from the feds times 10, loan back 5 to you. We could have turned that in up to $3 million to borrow money. Leverage the money, raise rules. I would have told you to get a McDonald's today. They got a drive-through open to pandemics. You're going to have to beat your doubt. You're going to have to run your own race. But I'd like to train you the rest of my life if you allow me to. But again, we got to look up the word loan 8 times. Look what it says. Let's take this card here. It's a corporate card. We get to write off the card interest rate too. Let's take out 50,000. Payment 6, 12, 26 with the average person pisses away. I've been teaching cash flow free up your time for over 40 years. So here's what I would do. That 50,000 I divided by 5. Loan it to 5 people. Put a second on their house, a homestead block, or UCC1 chattel mortgage. Then I'd call that company. It's my money now. I want it now. See, that's way they're going to factor the money. That's J.J. Wentworth within 24 hours. If they don't pay, you get all their goodies anyway. By the way, after paying the monthly fee, you just created $2,449 a month. You get to design your own cash flow for your time, by the way. You want 4,800? You need 73, 47? You get to decide what you're going to do about cash flow for your time. That's the right way. Just because someone took a little credit card to give a condo, I don't want to hear that crap. You need the real thing. You need the money. $5.4 million of lines of credit to a checkbook, by the way. Remember, you get to write that off too. Now, I'm not going to show anything I didn't obtain myself. From mansions to helicopters to yachts, I got to get you past go. My favorite one is this one here. I parked my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. Where you park yours again? My helicopter, my building, and my Lamborghini too. You see, what I'd like you to think about doing today, but it's up to you, change your driver's license to a P.O. box or mailing address. See, you wrote a check the other day, and the next day your house got robbed. How'd that happen? You might want to think about asset protection, never bringing the pain home, and you have the Driver's Privacy Protection Act too, P.O. box or mailing address. Now, I said car too. You bought a car lapse. Oh, goody for you. You let someone sweat you for basically up to 5 to 9 hours. You get less up to $5,000 if they're 9 inquiries too. When they handed you the paper, it says, we need your permission to run the credit. Next to your signature, you should have wrote down that allows 1 inquiry only. You should have took a picture. Problem is you didn't learn how to play the game. And the saddest thing about you, sorry to say, your car's registered to you today. That means if there's any little bumpity bump, someone's going to sue you, and those nasty attorneys on TV, they're going to try to take everything you got. Write down division, write down tax ID, please. Now, what building or car would you like, or basically a mansion too? I'm one of the most verified people on the planet today. I want to build your custom corporation through me. I want you in the classes with me too. So you can put the information here. Today, when you drive your car to the grocery store, the bank, a little bumpity bump, person's gonna act like they got whiplash. They're gonna die. They're gonna ask you for your driver's license, your insurance, your registration too. You know, the corporation could pay for the insurance. Oh, you're the registered owner, so you're a duck. Quack, quack some more. When they call those nasty attorneys on TV, they're gonna try to take everything you got. Maybe you'll listen and get your butt to the workshop. because I want the division to be the registered owner of every car you got today and the future one too. I want to make sure when they try to sue you, they get diddly squat. Why not? Your choices today. Look at the cities, look at the banks and the grocery stores too. They know how to play. Why didn't you? They're the responsible party for you. You drawing the 4 boxes. You putting the corporate umbrella in front of you. I wrote the rules in '86. Line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it. Something had some problem with the piece. What are we going to do? The 3-step. Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save a piece. Bankrupt the piece. Never bring the pain where? Home ever again. Remember, the only card you can get past 29%. Gold and platinum, as long as it's paid over time. Would you like 1 or would you like 10? All I know, you get to write these off too. You got a choice today. Now, my wife asked me on July 3rd, 2009, honey, can we take out the boat tomorrow, the yacht, to watch the fireworks with a group of people? No problem. I went and filled it up, $1,600. I wrote off the credit card, corporate card, interest rate. I wrote off the yacht too. Why not? There's the address. There's the largest yacht in Huntington Harbor. Check it out. I got no excuses. Neither do you. So there's me in a coma the next day. I got to die. It kind of sucked. Someone came on my yacht with H1N1 and killed me. But I made a promise to God that I'd help people the rest of my life like you. You paying attention today? You see, I got to walk around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks too, because I knew how to put the score back to an 820. I did that as well. And I basically popped a $1 million card again. See, I have my 5 closet divisions ready to go in case I need a backup for a backup. So today, God using me to help you. Are you going to pay attention? Ultimate goal, I've had turds tell me since I was a little boy, you can't do this or that. I've heard no a billion times. But I got my first Lamborghini as a teenager. Here's one in the collection at the time. It's called Reaching the Dream. The Reynolds University too. Why don't you think and be the impossible? I've done it all my life. It's about time you do that too. 90 days, every seminar, workshop, boot camp, you're stuck with me. The $1 million dream. You ready to play? See, the problem is you like watching, listening today. You got some good information. But until you step up and you basically sell some dollars and lock it in, it's still blah, blah, blah to you. I want to repackage America and you. Specialty classes as well. All right, Q&As twice a week too. Ultimate goals like motivation. The one guy with the hat, he didn't have a pot to piss in until he went blah, 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 and got the money out of your pocket. Steve Harvey, we argued on the beat years ago when Kathy on the show, all right, because we didn't like certain things I had to say. Reality is it took him 20 years. I'm proud of Steve. How about if I get you there in 6 months or less? Is that okay with you? Let's talk about your story today. Let's get you $100,000 of safety credit, an 820. Let's get you a corporation and division up to $1 million. Let's get you to stop being stuck. The end of the day, it's pretty simple. Raise rules. You're stuck with me. Bottom line is, I want to repackage you, house, your car, your bank account too. All I know is you can change your life, and I'll guarantee it. If it doesn't work, I'll give you 5 times money you invested today and keep all the goodies too. I got no excuses like you. All right, that's all I ever hear out of people, excuses. You see, you wasted on crap. No, invest in yourself today. Those 18 books and CDs, half price, it's $4.99 to you. If you sell it during the webinar, and I'm almost done. Call sales, I'll give it to you for $1,000. Let Gina know too. She's in charge of shipping, handling at RayRaceCredit.com. Ultimate goal. Credit rebuilding, I'll get you an 820. I'll rebuild you the right way. You want 5,000 of credit, I'll add that to it too. You don't have the articles, also tax in, you want it, I'll give it to you for free. Set up level 1, 2. I want to take away all your excuses today. Now the office sells it for $9.98. Me, I like to sell it for half price. $4.99, and I'm giving you the Millionaires Founders Kit for free. 12 books and CDs. What excuse you got now? Bottom line is starter package for $1 million. the $1 Million Dream. All the goodies, workshops, articles, offices, tax city. Unless you got it, I'll build the one you got too. 10,000 of credit, $9.99. Next thing is like the Millionaire Founders Kit. There it is. It's free in that package today. Ultimate Goal, millionaires in the making. Instead of $4,000, you're getting it for $1,999 today. You're getting $25,000 of cash credit, 25 times your money back to you, and you're getting what? The Millionaires Founders Kit, 12 books and CDs for free. What excuse you got now? There's your Zelle. You see, this is the time you basically get off the you know what and step up to the plate. If you don't, stay stuck like you've been last year too. Gina at raisecredit.com. Ultimate Goal is up to you. 14th Amendment, turn corporations into people. The United States of America, Inc., they maintain their 50 states. That's line of defense. States manage their cities. Those are line of defense too. Isn't it your turn to set up your line of defense for you? You're stuck with me all the way. I'm doing all the work for you too. And on top of that, you're going to put it here. Never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put in trust. Corporation up to $1 million of credit. Divisions for real estate, franchise, current business. You got to set up the line of defense. You got to master Ray's rules and tools. So today, let's find the problem. Let's get you to the workshop so you can learn a lot more about safety credit, line of defense, see it, believe it, go get it. And let's get you out of your own way so you quit bringing the pain home every day. You got some choices today. The banks and the cities and the grocery stores too, they get to get rid of a piece and stay in business and write it off as well. Why don't you learn to play? See, the American dream, everybody talks about it. I challenge them all because if they're not handing you the money and the credit, I think it's blah, blah, blah today. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time. You've got to set up the line of defense. 1,000 Rules is a $1 million company. 20,000 is the billionaire company. Last and final chance of the day. You get it for $4.99. Even the articles are free and workshops too. Or you can call sales. They'll sell it to you for $9.98. But you're not getting my millionaire, all right, in the making. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Reynolds here with RaisWebinar.com. Ultimate goal is to help everybody achieve the American dream. Main thing is up to that $1 million corporation. Some actually get to billionaire, but the reality is how much will you follow through? What's happened in the past? Were you knocked down? Did you give up? Or did you even try? Main thing today, get that tablet and pen out, write down as much as I tell you to write down, please. Do not take pictures, do not videotape. Information is protected anyway. So we got to talk about 2021. Not only is that fast track, that's actually blackjack here. In other words, you can be a winner this year if you want. 90 days, pretty simple. 180 days. Some of you a little slow.